Today, talking about a couple different things. Black Lives Matter calling for monthly payments. The police shooting in Minneapolis, and there are also words that should be banned for the year 2021. Now, before I get into that, I hope y'all had a great New Year's, or having a good New Year's rather. Hopefully this year will be better than 2020. So, all we can do is take it day by day, see how the new year goes. But like I said, hopefully this year will be better than last year. But like I said, what we're gonna do is take it day by day. So, first thing I'll start with is the shooting in Minneapolis. Now, the body cam has been released on that. It's pretty clear cut. I'm not gonna post it here just because last time I posted a link, YouTube went crazy, banned me for a week for whatever reason. So I'm not gonna post it here. Now if y'all want to look it up yourself, just type in Minneapolis police shooting on YouTube. On the internet, you can find it from different news sources. There's about 50 different videos on there. So again, if y'all want to watch that, that's the way to do it. Now that being said, there was a probable cause for weapons. Police tried to pull out a vehicle. Vehicle backed up towards the officer, then pulled forward. Now, me personally, if I was the officer, as soon as he backed up towards me, he would have got shot. But backed up, pulled forward, looks like he hits the patrol car that's in front of him. He then backs up again, stops. The cop runs up to the window, hands up, yells police. Looks like the suspect actually breaks the glass, shoots at one of the officers. The officer on this side and the officer behind him return fire, and he's pronounced dead at the scene. Like I said, that's pretty clear cut. People now are just rioting to riot. I mean, they have no cause to do anything. Just like in Portland, Oregon. I mean, they were throwing firebombs last night at the courthouse. Again, there were more assaults on police officers there. So, people now are just rioting just to riot. There's no cause. So, there's really not much more I can talk about with that. I mean, it's a pretty clear-cut case there. Now, I will talk about Black Lives Matter calls for monthly stimulus checks for families crushed by a pandemic. Now, before I go any further with this, okay? How is Black Lives Matter more devastated than white people or Hispanic people are, okay? I mean, we're all in this together. The news has said that, like, black people get killed more, Hispanic people get killed more than white people, okay? That's not a racial issue, okay? That shouldn't, it's a pandemic, okay? So, obviously, people are going to die either way, whatever race you are, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, woman, male, okay? And maybe, gender-wise, there is something that could cause you to die easier, such as something females have, something males have. Okay, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. And maybe there is something like that, but as far as a racial thing, no. That's just the media doing their usual stuff to try and make everything about a race thing when everything's not racial. But they said Thursday a $600 stimulus payment included in the government's most recent coronavirus relief package is far too little to support struggling families and is demanding monthly checks instead. Black families are struggling to keep roofs over their heads, foods in their bellies, and health care covered. This isn't about a stimulus, this is about survival, and $600 ain't it. We demand monthly checks, the group said in a post on Twitter. Now this is from Black Lives Matter itself. From December 31st. Black business ownership, 40% decline. Eviction risk, 40 million people. Black families are struggling to keep roofs over their heads, food in their bellies, and the healthcare covered. So, number one, like I said, y'all are not the only people struggling with your jobs or whatever the case may be, okay? I know people personally, okay? Me personally, it hasn't really affected me too bad as far as people getting sick that I know, or me getting sick, or my hours getting cut, thankfully. Hopefully it stays that way. But that being said, I do know people personally that have had their hours cut, that have had, massive hour cuttage, okay? Like, I'm talking like 30, 40 hours a week when they've been working 80, 90 hours a week, okay? So, when you lose that 40 hours a week, there's nothing to replace it. I mean, and $600 really isn't that much to replace it, you know. Excuse me, guys. Hello? Yeah. No, you've been here. No. No. Did you? Okay. I can. Because my nose is running. No, we on my phone on that. Nothing. What am I doing right now? It's raining. Yeah. I'm not waiting. I wish you. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh. 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 Okay. Love you. Alright, y'all. So, like I was saying, it's not a racial thing. It's a government thing. Like, the government doesn't care about us either way. Whether you're white, black, male, or female, the government could care less. They're gonna look out for themselves before they look out for us. That's just the way it is. I mean, you can say that Joe Biden looks out for Black Lives Matter more than Trump, or whatever case may be. That's not the case, okay? If anybody looked out more, it was Trump. He created the black job community. He created more jobs there, okay? Not only did he do that, he also got more people working than any other president. And I get that you might not like Trump for whatever reason or whatever, but the fact of the matter is, he's one of the best presidents that we have had in a long time, and we'll probably have. Like I said, whether you like him or not, that's the truth. But we'll see how it goes on when Joe Biden gets in there. Before that, though, I guess we'll see how it goes on January 6th. Now, if any of y'all are going, I don't know, but let me know how it goes if any of y'all are going. If anything happens there, I'll definitely keep y'all updated on that. I know a couple people that are going, know a couple of YouTubers that are going. So, if anything happens, I'll definitely keep y'all updated on that. But we'll see. One other thing, a lot of people are talking about Mike Pence saying he's not really with Trump, he's against us. I mean, just because he doesn't agree with everything Trump says or Trump does, doesn't mean he's against us or Trump, okay? I mean, we'll see what happens January 6th and how he stands, but I don't think Mike Pence is really against us. I mean, he been working in the White House with Trump for 4 years just to be against us. He went up and debated against Kamala Harris if he was really against us. I mean, honestly, that makes no sense whatsoever. But we'll see what happens on January 6th. Now, some of the words that are supposed to be banned in 2020 or 2021. Now, they said some of the words that should be banned are COVID-19 is at the top of the list. So, like, the media is saying COVID-19, you know, is the worst thing ever, okay? But y'all want to ban the word COVID-19. So, what are we supposed to call it? Bob, Bill, Joe? I mean, hell, I mean, what are we supposed to call it? If we can't say COVID-19, well, I mean, what are we supposed to call it, okay? Now, they also use words such as social distancing. We're all in this together, in an abundance of caution, and these uncertain times pivot and unprecedented. Now, the word unprecedented can be used for a number of things. I've heard it used during hurricane season when there's big hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes. Okay, unprecedented events. I'm sure y'all have heard that before. An abundance of caution can be used for more than just COVID-19. We're all in this together could be a good thing or a bad thing. They also want to use the term, ban the word Karen. Now, me personally, I don't know how y'all feel, but Karen needs to stay. Karen needs to stay. Alright? Like, Karen is just one of them words that needs to stay. And for the Karens out there, you know who you are, okay? That word needs to stay because there's no better word that fits them. Just Karen. I mean, we all know who they are. Matter of fact, I had one, I want to say about 4 or 5 days ago. Mind my own business now, right? Cashier comes up to me, alright, says, this woman is scared to come down the aisle because I don't have a mask on. Alright? So I nicely said back, she can come down the aisle if she wants. But it's my right just like it's her right. If she wants to wear a mask, that's fine, okay? If I don't want to wear a mask, that's my choice too. I mean, if she wants to wear a mask, she can wear a mask. I mean, there are hundreds, well, there are probably about 20 other people in the store not wearing a mask, okay? And I can tell you right now, not only where I work, but just in general, when I go out, there are people more and more every day not wearing masks. And it's not because people like us that don't wear masks don't care. It's just that we feel like this virus is overplayed now, okay? I mean, we've been in this for a whole year, alright? And Dr. Fauci came out today and said that we will not be returning back to normal until the end of 2021. So you're telling me these other countries have gotten their crap together, okay? Recovered, and now we're still with the same stuff a year, and you're telling me it's going to take another year to get it back to normal. What, like, if the vaccine is working, why is it going to take a whole nother year to get back to normal? And while I'm off on this, one other thing is, you know, what's up with this new coronavirus strain? Like, it just didn't start, okay? Like, supposedly it started in United Kingdom. Then it was in, like, Africa. So, how did it get all the way over here? because it was first detected in Colorado. I mean, it just didn't form one day and say, hey, all right, well, I'm forming Colorado. No. So you're telling me now this new coronavirus strain that started in Africa and United Kingdom, wherever it started first, and now it's in Colorado where it originated supposedly. Then it's in California, and now it's in Florida. Alright, and I'm not saying that it's false that there's not no new coronavirus strain. What I want to know is how did it get here? Because these things just don't appear. Like coronavirus just didn't appear out of nowhere. Okay, I mean something had to start it. Alright, and it was probably people in China. I'm just being honest with you. Okay, that's why it's called Chinese virus. It started over there. Now whether people started or whatnot, who knows? Okay, but fact of the matter is, it started over there. Whether people like that or not, it started over there, and now it's over here. But where these new strains come from? I mean, I don't think people in Colorado said, hey, alright, you know what? I'm going to travel to the United Kingdom or Africa, come back, and now we got coronavirus cases. Alright? And let's just say that's the case. Let's just say they traveled over there and they came back to Colorado. Now that's the case of it. So then how did they get to California? Did that same person go to California next? Or did he pass it to someone and they go to California? Alright? Let's just say he passed it to someone and they went to California. Alright? So now it's in Colorado and California. It's two states completely far apart. So how did it get from California to Florida? Because the person that was in Colorado is going back to Colorado. Alright, so he's back in Colorado. So you're telling me that same person in California that got it is now going to Florida and now it's over there. Like, that makes no sense to me. How we have a new strain of COVID-19, but it's in 3 different states when it started overseas. So that means either A, one person is traveling to 3 different states with it, or B, a person keeps passing it on and that person that got it is traveling to 2 different states, or C, it's made up and the media is trying to cause fear and panic like they did with the coronavirus to start with. And I'm going to go with C, okay? Just because, I mean, I think coronavirus is real, I just think it's overplayed. But they also want to ban the word black and brown people. I mean, like, they also want to ban the word sus, which is sort of suspicious. Now that actually came from a video game, Among Us. Now, as far as banning the words, coronavirus and COVID and coronavirus, okay. If you're going to ban words, like, you're going to have words to replace them, okay? Like, the media is sitting here all day talking about COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. That's all you hear when you turn on the news is COVID-19. People are tired of hearing about COVID-19, okay? So you want to ban the word, that's fine. But what are they going to call it now? Like I said earlier when they go to talk about it. I mean, what are they going to call it? Bob? Bill? I mean, you got to have something to replace the word. As much as I don't like it, I mean, that's what it's called. That's what it's called. And like I said, the terms an abundance of caution, they can be used good or bad. In certain times, that's weather and news talk. I mean, and like I said, you already know how I feel about Karen. That should be a word that already stays. That's just Karen's Karen, okay? I mean, it just don't make no sense to me. Like, you just can't ban words and then not have nothing to replace them. And like I said, especially COVID-19, like, that's the word that everybody knows, everybody goes to. Obviously people don't like that word, but I mean, there's nothing you can do to replace it. I mean, there's nothing you can do. And as far as replacing, like, the words brown and black, so you're going to replace those words. So let's just say I have a kid. He's going to, I don't know when they teach colors, kindergarten, first grade. I don't know, some probably one of those to kindergarten. Let's say he's going to kindergarten. All right. Picks up a brown marker, black crayon, whatever. Okay. He asks what color it is. What is the teacher gonna say? I mean, she could try to pronounce it in French, but we don't live in France. We live in America. So I mean, what is she gonna tell him? There's no such thing as that color. I mean, what are they gonna do? Take all the black and brown markers, crayons, color pencils? I mean, is that really what they're gonna do? Or are they gonna take down like everything brown? I mean, there's brown houses. I mean, brown cows, brown cars, black phones, black houses, black curtains. I mean, people really need to think before they talk. Because, like I said, you can ban all the words you want, but is it really gonna make a difference? I mean, it's really not gonna make a difference. And as far as Karen, I mean, they're just finding another word to replace her with. I mean, you can't ban words and then expect to have everything normal. Or when people ignore you, you get mad. It's not like it don't work like that. You gotta keep it the way it is. Now, since I kind of got off on COVID-19, wasn't really what I was going for, but since I got off on COVID-19, this just came out. The U.S. COVID-19 case count reaches more than 20 million. It took 292 days to hit 10 million cases, just 54 for that number to double. Alright, so we hit 20 million cases on New Year's Day. Now, yeah, that's a lot of cases, okay? Now, I just want to know, like, Dr. Frosty keeps saying, it's there's dark days ahead. Joe Biden keeps saying there's dark days ahead. I mean, and Dr. Frosty came out today, like I said earlier, and said that it will be till the end of 2021 before we get back to normal. Now, some countries have gotten better, and they're doing okay now. I just want to know how other countries who don't have as much technology as us, who don't have as much doctors as us, are doing better than us. Like, the United States is supposed to be the best and greatest country in the world. But yet, we can't stop a virus. But other countries can. That's all I'm saying is, we're supposed to be the best, but we can't. Like this. We passed 20 million, nearly twice as many as the number 2 country, India, and nearly 1/4 of the more than 83 million cases globally. So there's 83 million cases globally, but we got 20 million of them by ourselves. So I mean, that means 63 aren't from us. I mean, there's 20 million just from us alone. So that means China, India, Africa, South America, all these places, and that's just to name off 4 right there, okay? That means between them, they got 43 million more, or 63 million more than us. Like, that makes no sense. We're supposed to be the greatest country ever, and we can't stop a simple virus. That makes no sense to me. Now, they say health officials are bracing for a surge in coronavirus cases with the new year. Again, they always tell us don't do this, cancel your life because of coronavirus. More than 345,000 Americans died from COVID-19 last year. There's a push to get more people vaccinated as the country falls short of the goal of getting 20 million people vaccinated by 2021. So far, only 2.7 million people have been vaccinated for COVID-19 in the U.S. Now, people are blaming Trump for that, alright? And you can blame Trump, whatever. He's the one who got the vaccine out, alright? It wasn't Joe Biden, it wasn't Barack Obama. It was Trump and his administration who got the vaccines out for people, alright? Joe Biden had nothing to do with it. Barack Obama had nothing to do with it. No Democrat had nothing to do with it. It was all Trump and his administration. So the credit is for Trump, Pence, and his administration, nobody else. Now, that being said, as far as getting people vaccinated, Trump cannot make people get vaccinated. Joe Biden cannot make people get vaccinated. Barack Obama cannot make people get vaccinated. Mike Pence cannot make people get vaccinated. Trump's administration cannot make people get vaccinated. There's no way you can do that. And if you do try to do that, that's when the war is going to start. You cannot make people take something that they don't want to take. I mean, there's no way you can do that. And me personally, I'm not taking the vaccine. All right. Um, for all I know, I might have coronavirus last year. Okay, who knows? I mean, I can get tested right now, and I might have it. I mean, I don't know. Um, but do I trust the test? Not necessarily. I mean, if I went up there and I was having symptoms and I tested positive, then it is what it is. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna isolate and I'm going to quarantine myself from others until I get that positive test result back. All right, but I'm not going up there unless I have symptoms. All right, I mean, why else would I go up there? No, like I said, you can't force people to get vaccinated. There's been many law enforcement. There's been many doctors. There's been many firefighters, many EMTs, first responders in general saying that they are not going to take the vaccine. And if they don't take it, that to me makes it seem suspicious right there. Okay. Yeah, Mike Pence took it. Yeah, Joe Biden took it. Kamala Harris took it. So what? All right. Personally, I don't care what Kamala Harris or Joe Biden do. Okay, as long as it doesn't affect me. I mean, I really don't care. I mean, just because they took the vaccine doesn't make me feel any better about me taking it. All right. So what? Mike Pence took it. That's fine. He can take it. Doesn't mean I gotta take it. Trump hasn't took it. And even if Trump did take it, I still wouldn't take it. Um, Everybody's talking bad about Trump because he won't take the vaccine. That's his choice. He is a grown man. I believe he's 70 something. All right. Anyways, he's a grown man. All right. If he don't want to take the vaccine, he don't have to take the vaccine. Simple as that. I'm a grown man. If I'm not taking the vaccine, I'm not taking it. All right. You can't force people to take something that they don't want to take. Simple as that. And like I said, everybody's talking about, oh, Kamala Harris took it, Joe Biden took it, Mike Pence took it. And like I said, that's great. That's fine. They're all grown people. They have a right to make that decision whether they want to or not. And like I said, even if everybody in the world took it, including Trump, I'm still not going to take it because that's my opinion, that's my choice, that's how I feel. And I'm not going to back down on how I stand. And people are blaming Trump for that, but he can't force you to take a vaccine. I believe in Denmark they're doing that. They're trying to force people to take vaccines, and it's not going over good with the people that live there. Same thing in France. Their whole country's locked down. They said the only reason you can leave is to get food, medical, or exercise. So, with those three reasons there, like, are people not working? So, either that tells me people aren't working and the government wants complete control of that area, or B, they're sending out monthly payments. Because, I mean, either way, you still gotta eat. I mean, even if people just cut out everything. Okay, let's just say we're going to keep lights on, we're going to keep the power on, electricity on, the water running, all that. If you're renting, that's fine. You know, we're not going to charge you until things get back to normal. If you're buying, we're not going to charge you until things get back to normal. Let's just say that was the case. People still got to eat food. I mean, they still got to have stuff to drink. They still got to have food to eat. So, people still got to work unless y'all just sending out monthly payments. Or weekly payments, whatever. So, I don't know how that works. And like I said, in Denmark, it's not going over good. And, you know, they're trying to force people to take a vaccine. You can't force people to take a vaccine. It don't work like that. It just don't. You can't force people to do anything. Like I said, this whole coronavirus thing to me is overrated. I think it's real. If you're older, definitely take it more serious. If you have underlying health conditions, yeah, take it more seriously. But it's your choice whether you want to wear a mask. It's your choice whether you want to get vaccinated or not. I mean, when you have people faking getting vaccines, then you know that's a problem. Just like that nurse in El Paso, he faked getting a vaccine, but what was the whole point in that? He could just not went on camera and did it that way. Why would you do that? Just like the nurse and in fact, let me see if I can pull that story up real fast. There was a nurse who took out 500 doses of the coronavirus vaccine on purpose. It might be. I think they didn't took it down. Yeah, they didn't took it down that fast because they don't want people to know about that. Like that's my whole thing. They done took it down just like that because they don't want people to know about it. Um. Anyway, I forgot where it was, but nurse took out 500 doses of coronavirus vaccine. Some of it was able to be saved, some of it wasn't. But she took it all out, and she's been arrested now. I'm trying to find it so I can tell y'all exactly what she was arrested for. I'm surprised that they took it down this fast. I mean, it wasn't up that long. Anyway, she's been arrested. I don't know exactly what she'd be arrested for, but anyway, she took out 500 doses of the coronavirus vaccine for whatever reason, whether she doesn't believe it works, whatever case may be, I don't know. Um, Again, she's been arrested, unclear what for, but everybody has their own opinion on the vaccine and the virus itself. And that's your right to feel however you want. Now, one other thing, just to get y'all caught up on this before I get off. The first shooting happened in New York City. The first homicide was in New York City outside a hotel. One person is dead and two people wounded. So, I've been outside a hotel in New York City, outside Queens. The shooting took place at the Umbrella Hotel in Hughes Garden around 1:10 a.m. Three males, two of whom are 20 years old, and a third 40-year-old man were struck by gunfire gathering outside the building. Both 20-year-olds were taken to the Queens Hospital Center, where one was pronounced dead, and the other is listed in stable condition. The older victim was taken to Jamaica Hospital Medical Center, where he is listed in critical condition. Police believe there was one shooter who remained at large. The hotel across from Queensboro Hall briefly served as a city-run emergency shelter for homeless families. And there's no information on a suspect right now. And one more thing, and Portland, since people all the time have, oh, Portland's not having no riots, Portland's doing great, Portland's doing better. No, Portland's still having riots like I've been saying. So, last night, again, Portland police declare a riot as city's unrest carries into New Year. Fireworks set off in downtown Portland, Oregon on Thursday night had little to do with New Year's Eve celebrations, and more to do with continuing the unrest that has plagued the city for nearly a year. Again, nearly a year, so it hasn't stopped. Once again, city police declared a riot as a gathering estimated to be about 100 people targeted a federal courthouse. Again, that courthouse has been targeted since these riots have started, really. They've been at that courthouse trying to burn it down, trying to break in, trying to take it over. They've been at that courthouse. Now, participants have thrown multiple firebombs at officers and launched commercial grenade fireworks at the federal courthouse in Justice Center, the Portland Police Bureau wrote on Twitter just as the new year arrived early Friday. Now, I don't know how it works, okay? Some of y'all know because y'all have law enforcement experience or in law enforcement or in the military. So, wouldn't that be considered deadly force? I mean, if they're just popping off fire bombs and fireworks at you, shouldn't that be considered deadly force and you should return with deadly force? Maybe it's because all the people there or whatever, I don't know. But if y'all see this video, y'all can definitely let me know. Now, Portland police said if you do not leave, you are subject to arrest, citation, and or use of force. The police wrote, including but not limited to impact weapons and tear gas. Rioters also smashed windows and set fires in the area. Police began using pepper spray or mace against the crowd, as well as what appeared to be rubber bullets or pepper balls. Some videos shown on social media showed police officers advancing against the crowd. Thursday's unrest came one day after nearly a dozen businesses and government agency headquarters were vandalized. Now, again, mostly riots in Portland have occurred since May 25th, where George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis. Now, with that being said, this is not about George Floyd no more, okay? Rioting is not about George Floyd. Taking shoes is not about George Floyd. Taking TVs is not about George Floyd. Popping police tires is not about George Floyd. Killing cops is not about George Floyd. And, burning down police cars and trying to burn down the courthouse is not about George Floyd. That's you being against the government. Now, Black Lives Matter and Antifa, people try to compare them a lot. There is a difference. Now, at the end of the day, they will side with each other. Antifa will support Black Lives Matter in the long run. But ultimately, their goal is to overthrow the government. That's all they want. They want complete control, and they want to overthrow the government. That's why they set up these autonomous zones, so that they can have control in their area. There's one set up right now somewhere in Portland. Now, 2 people have been shot. Alright, both of those people died, but they won't allow the police in there. Now, again, if any of y'all that are into law enforcement or military, I know there's some of y'all in here. If y'all see this video, y'all can definitely let me know how that works. Like, if you know there's 2 people dead inside, like, can you force your way in? Like, I don't know how that works. But there's 2 people dead inside there right now, and they will not let the police in there because they don't want the police. They want their own thing. They want to be their own government. They don't want to be the police. They want to be everything. But that's not going to happen. It don't work like that, okay? Yeah, y'all can do this in Portland and these Democratic-run cities. But when it comes to Republican states, it won't work because they'll put a stop to it. Alright, and that's why everybody's fleeing these Democratic states like California, Portland, nobody wants to live there. Chicago, alright? Nobody wants to live in these states because gun violence is so high, but all they want to do is try to take away your guns, so all the criminals do is have more guns. They allow riots to happen. They allow to defund the police. They support the Antifa and Black Lives Matter more than they do the police. So, we'll see how that all works out too, but, there's no way that they can just allow this to happen. It won't work. I mean, there's no way they're just going to allow that to continue to happen. I mean, your city is already destroyed in Portland, Oregon. I mean, the quicker you stop it, the better, obviously. But, there's no way that you can just allow your city to keep getting destroyed. It don't work like that. I mean, pretty soon you will have no city, and you won't be the mayor because Antifa or Black Lives Matter overthrow you too. I mean, that's just how it would be. And you won't have the police there to protect you because you said defund the police and at the police. Now, this is just one last thing, and then I'm going to get off. Now, this just came out. Iran general warns U.S. that it's ready to respond to military pressure. The top commander of Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard said Friday that his country was fully prepared to respond to any U.S. military pressure, as tensions between Tehran and Washington remain high in the warning days of President Trump's administration. Hossein Salman spoke at a ceremony at Tehran University commemorating the upcoming one-year anniversary of the U.S. drone strike in Baghdad that killed Revolutionary Guard General Qasem Soleimani, who headed the Expeditionary Quds Force on January 3, 2020. At the time, Iran retaliated by launching a ballistic missile strike at a military base in Iraq that caused brain-crushing injuries to about 100 U.S. troops. Washington and Tehran came dangerously close to a war as the crisis escalated. Today, we have no problem, concern, or apprehension toward encountering any powers. We will give our final words to our enemies on the battlefield, Soleimani said without mentioning the U.S. directly. Several top Iranian officials, along with Syrian, Palestinian, and Lebanese allies, and members of Soleimani's family were in attendance. Soleimani's replacement, Brigadier General Asal Ghani, said at the ceremony that Iran was not afraid of confronting powers again without naming the U.S. He also warned that freedom seekers within the U.S. could retaliate for the attack that killed Soleimani, telling America that inside your own home there might be those who want to respond to the crime that you committed. Also, Iran's foreign ministry tweeted that Iran will not rest until perpetrators for Soleimani's killing are brought to justice. Now, as y'all remember, they put out a warrant for Trump, or a bounty for Trump, and that went nowhere. I mean, what happens when he gets outside of office, I don't know. Whether Iran can actually do anything to Trump or not, I don't know. Again, I'm not in any of that, so I don't know if Iran can actually do anything to Trump or not. Even if they wanted to, I don't know if they could. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if they could or not. But we'll see how it goes. Seems like a threat towards us, but we'll see how it goes. That's all I got right now. Like I said, I just want to go live for y'all. But with that being said, I hope y'all have a great New Year's. Like I said, hopefully 2021 will be better than 2022. Like I said, I hope y'all have a great New Year. Whatever y'all do on New Year's, eat collards, shoot fireworks, spend time with friends and family, work. I don't know what y'all do. But, like I said, I hope y'all have a great New Year's. As always, thank y'all for watching, and y'all stay safe out there.